The federal government trusts that I will not push to talk on this radio. The Ellervite AT2, made by Baofeng, because all the great radios come from Baofeng. So let's talk about it anyway, because it has a really interesting conceptual plan behind it. First off, this is an intelligent push-to-talk speaker and microphone to use with all of those push-to-talk over cell things that you can do on your phone. So you get the nice features of hitting a push-to-talk button on the side, or this great big button on the front here as a push-to-talk, and then it would go over the phone. This is also a speakerphone hands-free device that goes in your hand. Yes, I know, weird. For your cell phone doing regular communications. It also does off-grid text messaging. Not Meshtastic, but off-grid text messaging. You can send text messages back and forth between these two devices. And I'm doing a whole lot of hand waving because I can't test these for you because they have a non-standard antenna connector. Look at this thing. That's just a screw. So this is essentially the center conductor on your coax. The reason why it's this short is because it is UHF frequencies, 400 to 480 megahertz, open transmit on the whole thing. So you could do PMR, FRS, GMRS, you can do UHF ham, 400 to 480. There's a lot of stuff in that space. Land mobile radio, LMR stuff. And the lower end of that is emergency personal locator beacons. Don't mess with those. Somewhere in the middle of that is some public safety stuff. Don't mess with that either. But aside from that, there are some pretty decent features in the software, the Ola radio app, that would be really nice to see. And I kind of like some of the directions. Digital communications. But what kind of digital communication? If it's not an open standard, then it's not legal on ham radio. If you're sending pictures, then it's not legal on GMRS. So what do you do with these things? And because of that non-standard connector, I can't connect a dummy load to it easily. I can't connect my tiny SA to it to measure harmonics. I can't connect my nano VNA to it to see the frequencies or whatever of the antenna. There's a lot of things that I can't do with this. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that just connecting a screw and a little wire to get to a coax jumper or something, or an oscilloscope probe, even a little jumper wire on the oscilloscope probe, all of this stuff becomes an unintentional radiator. And my license doesn't allow me to do that. So I'm kind of stuck. Which brings me to today's sponsor, JLCPCB. I think it would be a great opportunity to use their services to make that connector. Get a screw it through a PCB, have a short trace and an SMA connector directly on it. And then I can connect this to my tiny SA via coax, or to my oscilloscope, or to any other thing that I want to do to get this thing tested. You've seen me work on a lot of radio projects, interface boards, and little gadgets on this channel. And JLC is one of the services that I actually use in order to make that happen. So we started out with the Toads digital interface, and then we went to the Toads DI6, then I went to the AIOC, and pretty soon you guys are going to see the DI8 for the Zygu radios. Pretty happy with this one. Instead of hand wiring every prototype forever, you can upload your PCB files, choose your board options, and even use their assembly services. Because I'm not putting all these surface mount components on this board by hand myself. That means your project can go from a pile of parts on the bench to something that looks and works like a real piece of gear. I've ordered a lot of PCBs from JLCPCB over the years, like literally thousands at this point. So this is a very natural fit for what we do here in ham radio. There's a link to JLCPCB in the description. Now let's get back to what's currently abusing my ham radio workbench and my mental faculties. But I would really like these things. So what I will do is I will leave a link in the description down below to the page over on Radiodity's website, where it goes into all of the information on this. There are a lot of videos about this on YouTube. Some of them let you hear the sounds it makes when they transmit. Some of them send the pictures back and forth. I don't have the license to do that, so I can't show you that. But I did want to show you that these things were available because I think we do need a lot of this kind of stuff inside of ham radio in the future. And really, I don't like the fact that there's barriers between different radio frequencies, but I kind of understand it. These would work great at 2.4 gigahertz or 900 megahertz or 433 megahertz or some of the ISM bands where licenses aren't restricted and you can use encryption and you can do those kinds of things, and they would have smaller antennas for some of those bands too. So let me know in the comments down below. On your way down there to leave a comment, click that subscribe button. I want to see where this is going. I want to see what happens with these things in the future, and I'd like to share that with you also. Hit that subscribe button is the way that you are going to be best able to be kept aware of those things, because YouTube's recommendation system isn't all that great, which is why I always tell you about another video I might have right here for you that you might like. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.